Okay, at the end of every year, I have to make a call on if this was a good year in pop or a bad year, and usually I make that call based on whether I want to do the worst list or the best list more. And folks, I guess this must be the worst year yet, because I don't want to do either of them. I'm not sure I would say it felt like the worst year ever for music, but it certainly felt like the least year ever, especially considering how good 2024 was. And it definitely wasn't just me. I saw all sorts of critics and pundits baffling about how unpopular popular music was. Where are our bops? Where is the song of the summer? Is there seriously no new music? Well, that's certainly what it felt like. Streams from new music are way down. Old songs have been filling up the streaming charts. This was a pop drought. This was a pop famine. People were dying in the streets begging for new music. Like, instead of a worst list or a best list, I just kind of want to make a list of the 10 songs of 2025. But, you know, I have a job to do, and even if the fish aren't as big this year, they're still there. And there are 10 of them that are nastier and grosser than the rest. And it's my job to identify them. That's what you clicked on this link to find out. So let's get this over with. We're counting down. I'll look you up and take you down. The top 10 worst hit songs of 2025. Number 10. In 2003, Natalie Maines, lead singer of the band now called The Chicks, publicly opposed President George W. Bush's bullshit war in Iraq, and as a result, one of the biggest acts in country music history were never played on country radio ever again. At the time, their current, and as it would turn out, final hit song was Travelin' Soldier, a ballad about a lonely boy who dies in Vietnam, and the random girl he met briefly who was the only person who knew him enough to grieve for him. It's maybe the best country song of the 2000s, certainly one of the saddest, but the backlash to The Chicks took the song down too. Like, I remember conservative email forwards calling it Taliban Soldier. It is still one of the most disgraceful episodes in music I've ever witnessed. But the song outlived the backlash, and 23 years later, there was a Veterans Day release of the song as covered by the country singer Cody Johnson. That's Johnson, for the record, not Cody Johnston. Although I have some more news, and it's not good. Cody Johnson is a Trump supporter. He got really offended by the No Kings protests. You know, exactly the kind of shithead that drove the Chicks out of Nashville the first time. So, you know, the nerve. That stupid argument that Luke Combs was stealing Fast Car, like, no, port that discourse over here, because theft is exactly what it feels like. But I'm building towards a point here, which is that, despite all that, people with bad politics are often good artists. And I generally like what I've heard from Johnson. He's trying to bring country back to when men were men, not stupid children. And if he likes this song, well, you know, he's allowed to have good taste. It's not like any side has a monopoly on mourning the dead, and it's still a great song. So that's my point. Bad politics doesn't mean bad music. Except when it does. Terrible right away. Like, I really love this song, and if you're not familiar with it, like, I don't know if Cody Johnson's version seems all that bad. Please take my word for it that every single decision he makes on this recording is wrong. He said, would you mind sitting down for a while and talking to me? The fact that it has drums is wrong. The fact that the tempo kicks in on the chorus is wrong. Like, Christ, it sounds like you're supposed to do-si-do to it. This is as offensive to me as, like, taking Johnny Cash's Hurt and then adding an EDM drop to it. I will make you hurt. Like, I honestly don't think Cody Johnson has even half a clue what the song is actually about. Lord's Prayer said and the anthem sang, and a man said, folks, would you bow? He clearly sees this song as, like, you know, a big old patriotic anthem where you salute the flag and watch the parades and eat some hot dogs. But the power of the original is in its restraint and silence, so that you can really grasp how awful and sad this is. A man said, folks, would you bow your heads for a list of local Vietnam dead? For a list of the local Vietnam dead. Dead. You hear the difference, right? He sings it like it's a commercial for barbecue sauce. There's a piccolo player in the marching band and one named Red. Like, listen to the way he over-sings it. Does he think this is Sweet Home Alabama?
Our love will never end, waiting for the soldier to come back again.
Woo! He's dead! Heck yeah! This idiot probably thinks he's honoring the brave American soldier, but he may as well be taking a giant dump on the kid's grave. Like, this song is not about the troops, it's about one kid who died for no good reason, and naturally Cody's too fucking dumb to get that. Like, if this were just a bad cover, or if it was a good cover by a guy who sucked, I probably wouldn't have included it, but both, stinks. Screw this. F you, CJ. Number 9.
Who's calling that shit? Who's calling that shit?
Out of context, you could look at Drake's numbers and say that he had a good year. Even in context, you could say his year was good. He weathered the storm after last year's onslaught. His newest album did pretty well. As many as 2 songs on it were actually listenable, making it his best album in years. But you would have to be just the most massive of stans to try and spit in like things are good in Drake world.
Trying to strike a chord and it's probably A minor.
You cannot begin the year with an entire stadium of people calling you a child molester in the most watched event of the year and say things are fine. The fact is, I think I'm just done with Drake. Like, even if I had heard none of the rumors, I am burnt out. Like, I try to imagine like what he would have to do to make me interested in his music after last year's debacle, and like, I just don't know. It would have to be something like seriously different, like self-aware, or like some kind of genuine, actual self-reflection on the person he's become and how he's gotten to this point. Drake did not do this. Let's go.
I don't give a fuck if you love me. I don't give a fuck if you like me. Asking me how did it feel?
Oh man, hey everyone. Drake is not mad. Don't put in the paper that he got mad.
What did I miss?
I saw a lot of people react to this song like, wow, this is great. Drake's actually trying again. I felt like I was taking crazy pills. This to me sounds like one of a billion filler songs from Drake I've had to listen to. I guess people thought he sounded more animated because this is the first real song he made to address the massive L he took.
You switch on the guys and supported a hater. Let's go.
And it's about him, you know, blasting all the fickle friends who abandoned him afterwards.
Asking me how did it feel? Can't say it didn't surprise me.
Okay, first off, you realize that like half the country now thinks you're a child molester, right? Even a lot of real friends will drop you after that. But also, surprised?
Can't say it didn't surprise me.
How can you be surprised by this, Drake?
No new friends.
You've been singing about fake friends showing fake love to you since you got big. So I don't think you have much right to be angry about it. You had all the time in the world to develop some real friends. Like, if these hoes ain't loyal, that's about you. And also, just the video did not help. Oh, he's got all these guns. Like it's a threat. The only shots you're firing are from your legal department, Drake. We already know this. And the other part of the video is yet another instance of Drake dressing up like a working stiff doing a regular jack-off job. He's done this so many times, and I don't think it's to connect with the working class. He means it as a joke, to show how much better he is than you. Fuck off.
I look at this shit like a BTC. Could be down this week, then I'm up next week.
Oh, he's like Bitcoin because he's gonna rebound. Yeah, he's also like Bitcoin in that only shitty guys are still into you. The video is also supposed to be a reference to Drake's new persona, Iceman, a guy who's ice cold with no emotions. Who are we kidding? In the aftermath of the beef, I saw 50 Cent try and tell Drake that he hadn't lost anything, since the numbers were all still there, the fans are all still there. Well, that'd be true for 50 Cent, who only cares about his bank account, but Drake wants more than that. He wants the love, he wants the respect. I used to think that was a good thing, but it's clearly not, since it doesn't inspire him to try any harder or earn it. It's just fucking entitlement. So to answer your question, what did you miss?
What did I miss?
You missed every shot you took at Kendrick. And yeah, I'm guessing you probably missed the Super Bowl. A lot happened during that. The question you should be asking, Drake, is, did anyone miss you? Number 8.
Lana Del Rey was hiding. I think she's a legacy artist, a legend in her prime right now.
Good save, Taylor. Even if Taylor Swift had not become Lana Del Rey's biggest celebrity fan, friend, and collaborator, her influence on Taylor's music would still be extremely obvious. And in my opinion, it's for the worse. Like, I'm not convinced that trying to be Lana Del Rey is something even Lana Del Rey should be doing, but I am very certain that Taylor should not be doing it. Lana's whole deal Her layered artifice, her arch-ironic detachment, it just does not wear well on Taylor Swift, the woman who feels fucking everything. Like, that's just not ever been Taylor's appeal. What I want from her is just her direct, honest emotions. Or do I? Swifties have noticed that Taylor usually reserves track 5 on her albums for the most raw and emotional song on the record. A tradition that continues with her latest track 5, Eldest Daughter, which, to be fair, you can't call it guarded or dishonest.
Everybody's so punk on the internet. Everyone's unbothered till they're not. Every joke's just trolling and memes.
I am quite sure that internet comments are the biggest and most serious problem in her otherwise charmed life, and they just absolutely wreck her. And you know what? Same. I get it. I do. So, I appreciate the authenticity, but I think we have to take this as proof that this is not a topic worth being authentic about.
Everybody's so punk on the internet.
Is this just not an insane way to start a song? Look, there's never been a good song about the internet. There probably won't ever be a good song about the internet. And even though I know what it's like, hearing Taylor complain about it just makes me roll my eyes like Tyler, the Creator. And if there is a way to make a song about it, it's certainly not by delivering the lines as po-faced and seriously as she does here.
But I'm not a bad bitch, and this isn't savage, but I'm never gonna let you down.
I swear to God, we need to make Taylor start a notebook of words she's not allowed to use.
But I'm not a bad bitch.
Nope. Write it down.
I have been afflicted by a terminal uniqueness.
Even in an album loaded with just one bizarre clunker after another for lyrics, Eldest Daughter stands out for sheer volume.
Every eldest daughter was the first lamb to the slaughter, so we all dressed up as wolves and we looked fire.
Speaking of being too online, Eldest Daughter is like a new virally trendy childhood trauma personality type, like middle child or former gifted kid. I hadn't heard it before, but the idea is that the eldest daughter gets treated like the backup mom, with too many responsibilities too early. And yeah, I get that. Actually, my mom's an eldest daughter, and she fits that perfectly. So, it's a valid concept. It just doesn't have anything to do with the song.
Every eldest daughter.
Like, that's not what eldest daughter means. Being an eldest daughter is not pretending to be cool. But let's say we look past the bizarro word choices and focus on what she's trying to say. Like, she's admitting that the tough as nails, world-conquering superstar affectation is just a pose. And she's actually really fragile inside, and trolling and memes on the internet makes her cry and all that. This isn't news. Like, the chorus might be a callback to an earlier Taylor song.
I'm not a princess, this ain't a fairy tale.
And that worked, because, she had kind of thought of herself previously as like a fairy tale princess. So this was a sign of growth. And Taylor's self-doubts on Anti-Hero. It showed sides of her we had not seen. But Taylor showing that she's like easily wounded and too online, that's not a revelation. That's who she's been her entire career. Apologies to the dozen or so Swifties who heard Shake It Off and were like, wow, Taylor doesn't get bothered by anything, but the rest of us knew. And the sad part is that you can still see the Taylor Swift formula in there, and you can see why it works and why there should be some kind of emotional catharsis at the end, but she's just botched it completely. This couldn't reek more of billionaire brain, of being too popular for someone to tell you, no, don't write that. Like, I need all of you to just stop buying her albums, just for a little bit. Like, if we can knock down her net worth a digit or two, I don't know, maybe she'll make good music again.
I'm never gonna leave you now. I'll lock you up and take you down.
Number 7.
This is the Billboard Hot 100 Top 10 for the
Billboard kicks older songs off the official charts after so many weeks because you know how it is. Once a song gets big enough, it just never goes away. So if those rules weren't there, the Hot 100 would be nothing but Don't Stop Believin' for the last 40 years. But as strict as they are about that, this year they had to make them even stricter because there are just a bunch of songs that would not fucking leave. From like the year before, or even the year before that, it was just suffocatingly stagnant, hence all these worst year ever think pieces. But I don't know if like the chart watchers like myself would have been as panicked about the state of popular music. if not for Ordinary.
Something so wild of the ordinary. You got me kissing the ground of your sanctuary.
I mean, I can't prove it, it's just a sense I had, but Ordinary felt like the tipping point for a lot of people. Like, this was the point where we started to get scared. Like, not only are all these boring singer-songwriter ballads from last year not going away, the only guy who's been able to break through it, he sounds exactly like it, but worse. At least Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars are actual pop stars. At least Benson Boone does backflips. At least Teddy Swims can sing.
Make the mundane a masterpiece.
But a song like Ordinary, which is literally called Ordinary, a song like that being the song of the summer, that's just terrifying. Especially for us critics who have to try and turn it into commentary because there's just nothing to talk about.
Oh my mind.
I made a whole review of the song, and like doing that just felt like trying to cook a 5-course meal with an empty fridge. He can't sing, he has no memorable lyrics. Like, there's a line in the chorus about wanting to have sex with you until you both die.
I want you laying me down so we're dead and buried.
You didn't even notice that. I didn't. It's not even that it's not sexy, it's that it doesn't even register. He doesn't even suck enough to suck.
Something so heavenly.
The scary thing about Warren is that he just highlights how degraded music has become to society. All our pop stars are bailing. Ariana and Charlie and Selena all want to go act. Taylor seems to be hunkering down for a hiatus. Miley and Justin haven't toured in years. Rihanna wasn't ever even real, we made her up. No one wants to be a pop star anymore, except talentless social media influencers.
You got me kissing the ground, sanctuary.
It feels like when Nickelback was our last remaining rock band. It's just a terrible sign for the genre. Are we even gonna have pop music in 2 years?
My daddies know where we found.
I'll look you up and take you down.
Number 6.
Who he brings out? I want to know.
Country superstar Morgan Wallen has taken to bringing out celebrities at his concerts. Usually it's, fellow country singers or local pro athletes, but at one stop he shocked everyone by bringing out, of all people, Drake.
Dizzy Drake coming live, the legendary Morgan Wallen.
I don't actually know why people were so surprised by this. Morgan Wallen had literally already been in a Drake video. They're known associates. For me, the main thing interesting about it was that it proved Morgan Wallen and Drake have not yet merged into the same goddamn person. Wallen's rise to fame has been so similar to Drake's, I kind of wonder if he modeled it on Drake intentionally. Like Drake, he originally rose to superstardom by straddling the line between chasing pop hits and genuine critical acclaim. Like Drake, once he got to the top, he started padding his stats with bloated, stream-trolling mega albums of songs that all kind of sound the same. Like Drake, he originally stood out and won a bunch of fans, including myself, by being more vulnerable than his shallow peers. And very unfortunately, like Drake, that vulnerability curdled into something shitty and ugly very quickly. Okay, you see, Morgan Wallen had a breakup sometime in the last couple years.
Say I'll never change.
Like half the songs on his last album were about it, which is what, like 83 songs or something like that. All of them make him sound like a pretty shitty boyfriend, some more subtly, but with I'm the Problem, it's more or less right out there.
I'm the problem.
Now you think I'm the problem would be an admission of guilt, right? Well, guess what? He means it completely sarcastically.
I guess I'm the problem. And your miss never do no wrong. If I'm so awful, then why'd you stick around this long? And
what a dick. I mean, I really gotta thank Drake for modeling a certain type of shitty guy, but even his shitty breakup songs I don't think have ever been like this.
And if it's the whiskey, then why you keep on pulling it off the shelf? You hate that when you look at me, you halfway see yourself.
This would be gross even if the guy singing it didn't have a documented drinking problem. How can you say I have a drinking problem when you drink too? Okay, fine, whatever, we have a drinking problem. That means you still have a drinking problem, you moron.
If I'm so awful, then why'd you stick around this long?
An alcoholic whose girlfriend is reluctant to leave? No one with that description could be a shitty boyfriend.
We're back and forth like a swinging door.
Like, what is this argument? Like, he can't be the problem because she didn't leave until she did. Probably to a shelter, it sounds like.
I'm the problem. You might be the reason.
notice that there's absolutely nothing in there that says he's not the problem? It sounds like the only issue he has is with the. Look, after the thing, Wallen actually did seem like he was trying to clean up his act, or at least sell a redemption arc. But now that he's pretty much beaten the allegations, he seems fully ready to retreat into bitterness and blame throwing and paranoia. Like, I'm sure being hated by half the country is not good for your brain, but man, has there ever been someone more opposed to growing and learning.
If I'm the problem, you might be the reason.
Didn't I used to like this guy? What a fucking disappointment. I'm breaking up with you too, Morgan. I don't know why I stuck around this long either. Number 5. Look, I'm just not on board with the whole Tate McRae thing. Like, I've been following her since her first hit. She was obviously struggling to find her musical identity, and she seemed to be flailing for a long time until she decided, you know what? What if I just worked it real hard all the goddamn time? And this was a winning move, I guess. You know, it's nice for a pop star to respect the fundamentals, you know? Yeah. It's not even that I think her music is bad. She's got some tracks. But like, what specifically is special about her? There was a tweet I can't find now that said she felt more like a rival character in a TV show about a better pop star, which, I mean, that just nails it. She just has no main character energy, nothing that makes her compelling. So if she's not a main character, you know, maybe she'd be more like a guest vocalist on other people's tracks. Well, as it turns out, her featuring credits career is even worse.
You don't want this heart, boy, it's already broke.
Yep, Morgan Wallen again. Sorry, everyone. I know that a lot of you do not like the pop YouTuber giving you regular updates about country music's biggest dickhead, even though he's a bigger pop star at this point than many of your main pop girls. He's definitely bigger than this allegedly main pop girl who duets with him here.
You ain't gotta worry about no trust issues with me, I got them too.
Anyway, part of the reason for Wallen's success is his skill at making crossover, multi-genre screaming slop. And since that gave him his biggest hit previously, he pulls the same trick again. And to hype it up, he announced he'd be doing his first male-female duet, which built anticipation for some reason. No one expected it would be Tate McRae of all artists.
There are no hard feelings if you only wanna act like lovers do. For a night or two.
I suspect Wallen's people had to go all the way down the list to find a pop star willing to overlook Wallen's radioactive reputation, but it apparently worked. She needed a boost and she got it, even though neither artist's fan base seems to particularly like it.
You don't want this heart, boy, it's already broke. Told me everything she touched just goes up in smoke.
You know, I gotta admire how Tate McRae has done so much as a pop star, considering that everyone seems to agree that she has a terrible singing voice. She sounds like a rugrat with a toothache. She still makes it work, I guess, but we can officially cross duet partner off of her list of talents.
Baby, you should know that's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I want.
The two of them sound absolutely awful together. Their voices do not blend at all. They have zero chemistry. McRae even confirmed recently that they've never even met. Boy, you can really tell. Wallen is so defensive and paranoid at this point around anyone but his tiny inner circle that he was probably scared to meet her, which is why there's no music video. In fact, several of Tate McRae's hits this year didn't have a video, which, boy, that really fucks with my understanding of what Tate McRae's whole deal even is. I haven't discussed the actual content of the song yet because it's so spectacularly empty that it's basically not worth discussing.
Baby, don't you worry. You ain't gonna hurt me tonight.
It's about two people who hook up while assuring each other that this is meaningless and not going anywhere. Christ, isn't that the perfect thing for this song to be about? Two people going through an entirely transactional arrangement with no emotion behind it whatsoever. Exactly.
I said, baby, you should know that's what I want.
Yeah, Tate McRae got to leech off Wallen's success. Wallen bribed another person to associating with him in public to try and launder his reputation. Everyone benefits. Except me.
That's what I want, that's what I want. I'ma gear up and take you down.
Number 4.
I got that blue fever
One of the silver linings for this horrifically stagnant year in popular music is that it's been a shockingly good year for R&B. Buzzy artists are making the jump to their first chart successes, stars within the genre are having their biggest hits ever, new names are coming out of nowhere, and it's not just the new hotness is benefiting from it. R&B has always been good about respecting their elders and letting them have long careers, and this year is no exception. So ladies and gentlemen, please rise for a living legend with 20 years of hits, the one, the only.
Don't know when my nights became so complicated.
He's still fucking here. He won't go away.
Tell me who's getting on my love.
Normally when I've talked about Chris Brown, it's about his long and horrible history of violence, but I mean, we all know about that. I'm not trying to bore you. In fact, I think it's far enough in the past that we can move on and focus on how much Chris Brown sucks as an artist. In the 7 years since I mentioned him last, Chris Brown has gone on a generational run of putting out mediocre R&B songs. He is the Cal Ripken of making 5 out of 10s. No Guidance and Go Crazy were basically the only songs that R&B stations were even playing during the lockdowns. I heard one of them the other day and I didn't even recognize it. I can't even remember which one it was. If anything, I'm glad that Chris Brown broke his streak of mid and made a song that actually sucks this fucking bad. Okay, first off, it's a ballad, which has always been Chris Brown's weakest skill. Like, I hated Loyal and I hated Deuces, but I at least understand that they were repulsive on purpose. But a slow song where Chris Brown asked me to feel sad for him because they had a breakup or whatever.
Oh, it's still on my mind. She's still on my mind.
No, this is not something he can do. Although, to be fair to him, Residuals would still suck with anyone else singing it.
Maybe this is karma, definition of JD.
Maybe this is karma. Karma, yeah, why? Did you do something bad? Anyway, you might be wondering what that title is about. Folks, you gotta hear this.
Who's getting on my love? Who's getting on my love? Tell me who's getting all of mine? Who's getting all of mine? Residuals.
Residuals. Like, his ex is now with someone else.
She's still on my mind.
And it makes him mad because someone else is getting all his residuals of love. You know, residuals as in payments an actor gets from old reruns? That's the analogy. All the love you're giving to someone else is literally contractually owed to me. Jail. Jail immediately. What a disgusting way to look at a relationship. What a horribly revealing look into Chris Brown's diseased mind. But even past the obvious grossness, can we all talk about what an insanely Hollywood-brained thing that is to say? Like, how long do you have to have your brain warped by showbiz until you start thinking of your relationships in terms of your stage contracts? What an unpoetic word to end the chorus of your love song. What, did you get points on the back end in your love contract? Did your agents get you fixed up front against the gross revenue of love? Oh, well, maybe that's because your agent demanded too high a billing for the sequel, you fucking hack. Oh, by the way. You know, like Tate McRae, I think Chris Brown's admittedly amazing dance skills are the only thing that's keeping him afloat. Look at all these crying, delusional women, like, good God. They're not doing that because they're so amazed by the way he sings residuals. So what that means is, we gotta teach Rod Wave to dance. We teach Rod Wave to dance, and we can get rid of Chris Brown forever. Is that really how the video ends? Jesus. All right, moving on. Number 3.
Please welcome Jesse Murph.
Boy, this was a fun thing. Okay, earlier this summer, a pop singer named Jesse Murph got some negative attention for a lousy song called 1965, in which she clumsily tried to make a joke out of retro sexism.
Might get a little slap slap, but you wouldn't hit me on Snapchat.
And it's rough.
Think I give up a few rides.
It's rough, and a lot of people were outraged by it. I was in a weird position where I was actually trying to defend it, because one, I saw a lot of people taking it at face value, like, no, she's not actually saying she wants to be hit. It's a joke. It's not a well-executed joke, but it's, it's an attempt at a joke. And 2, it wasn't even the worst song she made this year.
Boy, I'm mad, boy, I'm mad, boy, I'm mad at you. I had to get back at you. I had to get back at you.
Hey, another song about being not mad. Although at least in this case, I think the irony is intentional, which will be the last kind thing I say about this song.
Yeah, you got me throwing blue strips, bad tits.
Now this should just be a regular revenge anthem. Nothing as complicated as trying trad wife homage/satire. And yet every single line in this song is fucking terrible.
I'ma take it off for him, I'ma...
Yes, I get the idea that she's slutting it up as revenge. I get the basic part. But other than that, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, you got me throwing blue strips, bad tits in a strip club, throwing ones at your bitch, and I know you know what's going on.
Do I know what's going on? I didn't actually follow that. Like who's stripping here? You or your ex's girlfriend?
Throwing ones at your bitch.
So what? You're getting revenge on your ex by giving his girlfriend money? Is it because he's supposed to tip more than ones? I don't know. I've never actually been to a strip club.
I'm going home, I'ma take it off for him, I'ma...
Well, you're gonna go home and take it off for him, but you already took it off at the club.
I'ma strip down all your wrongs.
Strip down your wrongs? What does that mean? A double entendre needs 2 entendres. Like, even the delivery is off. Why does this song start off with her sounding so sad about her new mansion?
I just bought a mansion in Malibu.
I can't afford that. What was I thinking? And the thing is, and I feel really dumb about this, I actually thought she had potential. I thought the persona was unique, like a trailer trash party girl who's never left a small town. Like if Kesha never got to party at rich dudes' houses. Well, another swing and a miss from me. She's not a small town Kesha, she's just BB Rexa with a twang. But I can tell you one good thing about this song. I have so many songs on the list that offended my sense of decency, and it's nice to just get one that just sucks. It just kind of hilariously sucks. Oh, it's a relief, I'm not gonna lie. Number 2.
You, with your words like knives and swords and...
Taylor Swift has always had haters. Even before she became an exhausting cultural juggernaut, even from the beginning where she was just this teenage, innocent every girl, which, to her original critics, was exactly the problem. Like, who was Taylor Swift to present herself as some kind of loser or underdog? Taylor Swift, thin, pretty, blonde, who is she to present herself that way? Personally, I actually kind of get it. I think that was like a justifiable presentation on her part, and that she legitimately saw herself as this unloved outsider. And as for how she could possibly think that, this is my theory. Even as a child, Taylor Swift was personally unlikable. She's talked many times about not having any friends growing up. I suspect there's a reason, but also I just kind of think that about every celebrity. Only certain personality types tend to become famous. And I've just had to come to terms with the fact that all the famous artists and actors and athletes I admire, I probably like none of them in real life. The only thing we can really ask as fans is that they make their screaming personality flaws not totally obvious. And this year, that contract with Taylor was thoroughly violated.
'Cause it's actually sweet, all the time you've spent on me.
Taylor Swift's actually romantic. It's like watching someone shit their pants while robbing a nursing home. As in, this would be terrible even if you didn't humiliate yourself in the process, which you absolutely did.
Wrote me a song saying it makes you sick to see my face.
For those who don't know, this is a diss track aimed at fellow pop star and former tour opener Charli XCX. She doesn't name her specifically, but Taylor Swift has always been the queen of sneak disses that aren't actually sneaky and sub-tweets that aren't very sub. To be fair, I don't know if Taylor initiated it, because Charli's been weird about Taylor for a long time. And then last year, she wrote Sympathy is a Knife, which was pretty obviously about how much she hates being around Taylor Swift.
Don't wanna share the space.
And for a period, they were both dating guys in the same band, so they were around each other a lot.
Don't
wanna see her backstage at my boyfriend's show.
So this is Taylor's response to Charlie's song, saying, haha, you wrote a song about me. You're so obsessed with me. I don't even think about you.
Some people might be offended, but it's actually sweet.
That's right. Taylor Swift is not mad. In fact, Taylor's always been the queen of not mad, and this is the not maddest she's ever been. And then her response is like, wow, you're so obsessed. You totally just like want to kiss me.
It's actually romantic. I really gotta hand it to you. No man has ever loved me like you do.
You might remember this line for line from the movie Mean Girls.
And I'd be like, why are you so obsessed with me?
And speaking as a sort of insult comic myself, this isn't just ugly, it's fucking hack. When Regina George did it, it was to show not just that she was mean, but also that she was tacky and dumb. So, way to go, Taylor. You gave away the high ground to someone whose entire persona is based around doing coke and being a bitch. Like, this really has to be pointed out. Sympathy is a Knife is not a diss track.
Girl taps my insecurities. Don't know if it's real or if I'm swirling.
It's a song about being cripplingly insecure around the most famous and popular woman alive, like almost any of us would be. If anything, it's an apology. And the fact that Taylor took it as an insult.
And I know you think it comes off vicious, but it's precious, adorable.
Reflects badly not just on her, it also reminds me I could be listening to a better album right now. Now, she does hint that there might be some other things Charlie did or said that make Charlie look pretty bad, but it doesn't matter. Taylor can't write a diss track to save her life. Like, she's made a few decent angry breakup songs, but like straight diss tracks have been to a one atrocious. I don't know who convinced her that there's nothing she does better than revenge, because there's literally nothing she does worse.
How many times has your boyfriend said, what are we always talking about? It's actually...
Wow, you sure think a lot about me. I bet your boyfriend's sick of you talking about me. Yes. Yes, you nailed it, Taylor. That's dead on, because that's literally what the song was about.
George says I'm just paranoid.
She said it in the song. You know how at the end of 8 Mile, Eminem tears himself down first so that his weak points can't be used against him?
We did fuck my girl. I'm still standing here screaming fuck the free world.
If the opponent was Taylor, she'd have just repeated all that stuff anyway. Like, the closest she gets to an actual burn is calling Charlie a cokehead coward in the opening line.
I heard you call me boring Barbie when the coke's got you brave.
And that's completely undercut by the fact that boring Barbie is hilarious. So, you know, congrats on losing a diss battle in which you were the only participant, Taylor.
Think I'm tacky, baby. Stop talking dirty to me.
I've heard people call the lesbian stuff homophobic. All my gay friends convinced me that it's homophobic to make shitty music, so, I don't know, maybe.
It's kinda making me
Nope, write it down. Like, I'm not sure I can justify being more repulsed by this than the numerous shitty guys below her on the list. Maybe I'm just a misogynist, who knows? Or maybe I'm just one of the millions of people overreacting to Taylor Swift, but like, this song makes my skeleton want to leave my body in a way that only happens when I watch someone bomb at stand-up. And at least then the comic can tell they're bombing. Taylor seems to think she's nailing it. The truly damning thing is that not only is Charli XCX better at making pop jams at this point, she's also better at capturing her inner life and emotions. Taylor's last 4 albums, even Tortured Poets Department, which I didn't even like, you could hear the effort to make more mature, grown-up music, but this last album, this song in particular, like, Taylor Swift is a fucking child. It's the only conclusion. It's just a humiliating, indefensible failure in all regards.
It's actually romance.
And this is a distant third place after the premise and the lyrics, but the music is also dog shit. Just the most irritating melody.
Like a toy chihuahua barking at me from a tiny purse.
Or Taylor was telling the truth. She doesn't care. She just wrote the song because celebrity beef has always gotten people talking in the past. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, I respect it even less. Okay, well, that's enough talking about Taylor Swift. Now for some honorable mentions. This is supposed to be one of the highlights of the album. I almost put this on the main list too, honestly. I didn't really have words for it in the review I already did, but like,
locked inside my memory.
The bridge of this song is also just awful.
The eldest daughter
The second verse, also awful. It's just all so awful.
Redwood tree, it ain't hard to see. His love was the key that opened my thighs.
Nope. Write it down. Add Sabrina Carpenter to the list of artists that Taylor shouldn't try to be.
They want that yacht life under chopper blades.
The idea that everyone wants all this stuff, but I just want you.
I just want you.
From Taylor Swift, literally the greediest artist alive. I'm gonna puke.
You got me in my head for a couple.
You know, a lot of people were upset at the desecrating sample of Morgan Wallen's idol Keith Whitley on this song. I'm actually relatively fine with that. The problem is that it's a Miami song that hates Miami.
Except for getting sand in my boots. Ask yourself, what the hell is a redneck gonna do?
Good God, Morgan. If noted party animal Morgan Wallen can't have a good time in Miami, then my God, man, just crawl in a hole. Oh God, some more astonishing clunkers from Taylor Swift. That's not even the worst line.
I pay the check before it kisses the mahogany grain.
You know, instead of the check hitting the table, it kisses the mahogany grain. Like, rewriting every lyric with $10 words is not good songwriting. Just, someone take away her thesaurus. Fun fact, that's her favorite line on the album.
But I got better since you got gone.
Morgan Wallen wrote so many goddamn ugly breakup songs this year. He wrote so fucking many.
Hi, nice to meet you.
At long last, the answer to the question, what if Coldplay was Mumford & Sons? Yeah, this guy is slowly growing into as much of a nemesis as Alex Warren, honestly. You know, I'm gonna be honest. I actually like Benson Boone. I'm rooting for him. I like his energy. I like those backflips. I feel confident that someday he will write a good song.
Moonbeam ice cream, taking off your blue.
Boy, that Moonbeam Daydream stuff, I don't know, man.
I'm a little crazy, but the world's insane.
Fuck you. Yeah, I'll say it again. I oppose Tate McRae on principle, and I especially oppose this kind of pop song on principle. I hated it when it was by the Pussycat Dolls, and I hate it now. Though I guess it's better than that other one from F1.
Just keep watching.
Yeah, might as well put that on here too. At least Sports Car had a hook.
Good thing I like my friends cancel.
Look, I realize that I have complete and total Taylor Swift derangement syndrome at this point, but it's called canceled. It's literally called canceled.
The ones with matching scars.
Yeah, welcome to my underworld. All right, let's get this done.
I'ma gear up and take you down.
Number 1. I keep saying in these videos, to myself as much as anything, that you shouldn't have to agree with a song's worldview to like it. But the charts this year have seen a shocking invasion of Christianity on a level not seen since the Crusades, which has forced me to reflect and admit that I will probably never feel these songs myself, because I personally have no relationship with God. Nothing against the guy, it's just, you know, I don't know him.
God, you've been patient.
So any song about praising God just strikes me as a giant waste of time. Every Christian song that's ever affected me was because it was about the person singing it, not the glory of God. Amazing Grace, eternal banger, How Great Thou Art, does 0 for me. So that's my ingrained bias, and who knows, maybe secular humanism has robbed me of some understanding of the glory of the world beyond ours. It's entirely possible. If I were a regular churchgoer, I hope I still would have put this at number 1.
Oh Lord, I need you now more than ever. Would you put my heart back together? I searched the world till my head hurt.
No. Forrest Frank first rose to fame as member of the indie pop duo Surfaces, which had one TikTok hit during COVID called Sunday Best.
Got that sunshine on my Sunday best.
I thought it was cute. I was fine with it. Although maybe if I'd actually watched this video, I might have changed my mind. Christ, that's what they look like? Ugh, that can't be your Sunday best. Although it turns out that's not his Sunday best, because he's actually quite literal about his Sunday clothes. And 5 years later, he turned his attention to Christian music because, according to him, when he was a kid, there was no cool Christian music. Buddy, if you think you fixed that.
Always better. Oh, oh. You're always better.
Because this isn't cool either. I mean, it's trendy, it's modern. Forrest Frank's big breakthrough is that he found a way to bring Jesus to the Gen Z TikToker audience. But like, that stuff's not cool either, man. How many times do we have to learn this? Trying to make religion trendy is worse than it being irrelevant.
But I am so thankful for the ways that you bless me. Everything you say making waves like a jet ski.
God, kill me. I'm praying you did it. Like, what does he mean by that? Like, either it's about how God literally made the ocean, which, you know, I wouldn't really compare that to a fucking sea-doo. But I think he means it metaphorically, you know, making waves, getting attention. God's breaking the internet. Like, either way, it's trivializing. You think God ever gets embarrassed by his fans? But for all its modern affectations, mostly this sucks in the way that all Christian music sucks.
Even on my darkest days, you're a lighter.
It's empty-headed, it communicates nothing, it exists to kill your thoughts.
I searched the world till my head.
Bullshit. You did not search the world. At best, you stopped going to church for a semester, or you tried pot once, but you didn't go on some wide-ranging spiritual journey. This is music for and by people who've done and tried nothing. Now, during the fraught times we live in, anyone with connections to the Christian content community is immediately suspicious, but you know, I don't actually have any evidence that he's one of the bad ones. It doesn't like offend my beliefs or anything like that, except by being nuclear cringe. You know, I was a lot angry at other songs on the list. I really was gonna put Taylor at number 1, honestly, so how did this end up the worst song? Well, if I can be cringe for a moment, I was thinking about Hamilton. Like, you know how at the end of it, Hamilton has to choose between 2 shitty options, and he's like, well, you know, I hate this one guy. I hate him so much, I hate him more than I've ever hated anything. But this other guy, I just have no respect for. Just no respect on any level.
I can't apologize because it's true.
And that kind of cinched it for me. I just don't believe that this has any right to exist. You know, I like to think that even Lin-Manuel Miranda would be ashamed of how fucking lame this is. It's an annoying musical trend tied to a vacuous message. It's supposed to be connecting the youths to God, but it's not gonna get them anywhere positive, it's just gonna get them bullied. Why do we let these wannabe youth pastors inflict music like this on these poor, sheltered kids? This is why Christians have such a persecution complex, because they grew up listening to stuff like this. You might as well just feed them to the lions yourselves. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Gosh, wow, that was even crankier than usual, Todd. Don't you have anything good to say? No, not really. This was an awful year, but I can tell you at least one decent thing that happened in 2025. But, you know, not in music, just in general. New Lindsay Ellis content. Yes, there is a new video from my close personal friend, Lindsay Ellis. And if you watch me, you probably watch her for, you know, reasons. This new one is about the kids show Bluey and how the parents who watch it with their children have more or less gone insane. God, parenthood is weird. And if you want to know why, you can watch that exclusively on Nebula, the creator-built platform that's home to smart, weird, one-of-a-kind shows you won't find anywhere else. And you can even do it for free with its new 3-day free trials. You'll also find exclusives from Maggie May Fish and FD Signifier and other people more talented than I am. And they also give out lifetime subscriptions that last for literally as long as both you and Nebula exist. Now usually it's $500, but if you use my code, you'll get it for only $300, so that's literally a 40% discount. Or if you want to do the yearly subscription, you can get 50% off of that too using my code. So that'd only be $30 a year or $2.50 a month. And hey, it is the holidays. Maybe you know someone who'd enjoy Nebula too for, you know, all those reasons that I just said. So you can get them a gift card. Give everyone you know gift cards. Why not? There's no ads, there's no algorithm, just high quality stuff made by great, non-slop artists and video makers. So if you want to watch more Lindsay and a ton of other amazing Nebula originals, use my link to get 50% off. And again, that's just $30 a year or $2.50 a month. The link, scan the QR code, and start watching now. Thank you and good night.
Man, what a hell of a year it's been. Keep on bluffing, but I just can't win.
Drown my sorrows, but they learn